How's it going, guys? Welcome back to Ken's Geek Side. This is your boy Ken, and today we're gonna review the newest installation to the MCU, and yes, that is Spider-Man Nowhere Home. So let's go. So the whole story of the movie is pretty good. The flow of it was pretty good. It was very steady. It connected with everything. There wasn't no sidetracked stuff that distracted from the real story itself. I would say of all three Spider-Man movies, this movie is probably the best when it comes to storytelling. So the whole story is based off of a decision that Spider-Man makes early on in the films when the villains from the multiverse gets introduced into the main MCU continuity. And that decision sets off a chain of reactions that leads to some very awesome fight scenes, and it sets the story in place for, you know, the real, I shouldn't say real Spider-Man, for Tom Holland Spider-Man to finally become Spider-Man. And then just having the villains coming back from, you know, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, the Spider-Man trilogy, Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. So we got Green Goblin, Sandman, Electro, who else? The Lizard, which is just those four, Dr. Octopus. All five of those villains come back from those previous movies, and they're from different timelines. So just seeing them all together, ensembled in that one movie, it was breathtaking to see. And huge spoilers, if you haven't seen the movie, Tobey and Andrew do reprise their roles as Spider-Man. And they come back in the most awesome way ever, man. Shout out to Ned. And their bond, like, I think it's because they're just Spider-Man that they have this bond together. And you see a lovely trio of brothers. It's like, and I think that's the ultimate self-love in there. Like, even though they're different, they're still Spider-Man, and they're taking care of basically themselves. And, you know, I would say Andrew Garfield had the biggest redemption arc in there when Spider-Man couldn't catch Gwen. Well, he did catch it, but snap. But in this one, he saves MJ, and it's heartwarming. You want to cry. And you know that Andrew Garfield Spider-Man is still reeling in from that loss of Gwen. And like every move he makes, like I would say he's crying 25% of the time he's there, because it's still so fresh with that pain of Gwen's death. And Tobey Maguire coming back as a more older, wiser Spider-Man, such a beautiful moment in the MCU and cinematic history itself. Just having those three on screen as Spider-Man from different universes. And then at the end, I would say I kind of beef with the end because of the decision that Tom Holland makes with Doctor Strange. I didn't really dig that, you know. It makes you feel like they set up all these people knowing for no reason. And there's a pro and con that comes with that, because literally he has to start back from ground zero. And that's my beef with it. But the good thing about that ending is Spider-Man can finally become Spider-Man with a clean slate, because, you know, even with the death of Uncle Ben, even though we haven't seen it in the MCU, spoiler right here, when Aunt May died, Aunt May finally told him, with great power there also comes great responsibility. And in that moment, I knew that, okay, Spider-Man is going to finally become Spider-Man. And at the end, you know, he starts back from ground zero with no one there, and he gets to become the friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, even with all his losses he has. That's what makes Spider-Man so good in the comic books, because he loses all these people all the time, but he still jokes around. He still has a friendly, you know, he still has a sense of humor. He's still your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. And that makes me excited for the future of the MCU Spider-Man. I don't know if Sony and Marvel is striking up a deal right now, and I'm sure they are. But and if they do, I can't wait to see Tom Holland become the Spider-Man that we love. I mean, we love him already, but this is the real Spider-Man, in my opinion. And they showed a glimpse of his new suit, and it's almost comic accurate. I would say it's comic accurate. It's a lighter blue, it's a brighter red, and it makes him stand out more. It makes him friendlier, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. The acting was fantastic. I mean, I could not ask for a better cast in an MCU movie. And it's just, like I said earlier, the ensemble, the cast of this movie is so phenomenal. It's so breathtaking. They got everyone back. And the chemistry together they had, just everyone working off each other, it was a dream come true. They all did a fantastic job. Oh, and William Dafoe, he killed it, literally. Oh, man. But no, he killed it. He was freaking crazy. From what I've heard, I don't know if this is true. Yes, you guys could correct me on this. William Dafoe said he wouldn't come back if he didn't get to do his own stunts. When him and Spidey were fighting that building, that dude, William Dafoe, was straight up throwing hands. Like,
what is that?
Bodying Spider-Man. And you could tell it was William too, because you cannot deny that laugh. William Dafoe as the Joker, big miss. And that dude is probably, he's such a talented actor. He can make you feel scared, happy, just anything. His face contortion, whatever, freaking amazing. It's so scary. And last but not least, the editing. To me, it was a little choppy. I'm no movie expert. You know, I wanted to become a filmmaker, but I never really studied in depth. But I could tell that some scenes were just chopped really fast. You know who had a better introduction than the Goblin, the Green Goblin? Electro, with Jamie Foxx. Him appearing as Electro was more like thrilling. You know, he appears in the cables and he slowly materializes. And you're like, oh shoot, that's Electro. But then for Green Goblin, it was just like the mask and then Willem Dafoe. And I was like, okay. But, you know, I can't complain too much. The movie was fantastic. Final thoughts on this film, it was fabulous. Everyone needs to go watch it if you're a fan of Spider-Man. If you're a fan of film or even like just the MCU or just good storytelling, you guys need to go out there and watch it. You guys need to support these kind of films so they can be made. So Tom Holland can come back as Spider-Man again. Come on, guys. Like, bring in the money so Sony and Marvel could strike up a deal again for another trilogy or something. But yeah, that's my thoughts on Spider-Man No Way Home. Fantastic. You guys just need to go watch it. All right. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you for listening to me ramble. And yeah, I got a new mic. So if you like this video, like it, thumbs up, subscribe. It'll help me a lot. Comment down what I could improve on. I'm trying to work on some lightings back here, but you know, I'm still very amateur at this stuff. So yeah, thanks for sticking by, and until next time, people.